Hello, everyone, and welcome to the new season of the Purposeful Life Show with your host, Adrian Starks. I'm excited to share some new updates of the show with you, starting with a new look, sound, and energy, as well as a variety of guests coming aboard with intriguing topics of conversation. I hope you enjoy the new level of energy that will be brought to the show. Thank you for all of your support since the very beginning in 2019. Wow, it's been 3 years already? Because of you, the Purposeful Life Show is now in the top 5% of all podcasts globally, and we aim to get it into the top 1%. Continue listening to the show and share it with others. You can also now listen to the show on my Facebook page at Adrian Starks, where you can comment in real time and communicate with me about your aha moments. Thank you again for all of your support, and let's make this one hell of a year and be purposeful about doing that. Wishing you all much love and success. Are you tired of your 9-to-5 job, going to the same place, seeing the same people every single day? Do you find yourself getting frustrated, agitated, exhausted, just the thought of going into work? Maybe you feel stuck right now and you just don't know how to make the next move and to try something different. Well, I got some news for you that I'm going to share with you about how to exit your 9-to-5, but do it in the way that's going to set you up for winning with your life. Hi, my name is Adrian Starks, and welcome to the Purposeful Life Show on the Champion Up Podcast. This podcast is for the courageous creators wanting to create a life of meaning, adventure, and fulfillment, all while helping to make the world a better place. I'm happy you're here, and if you're new to our show, make sure to give us that 5-star rating and subscribe so you don't miss out on future episodes. Also, connect with us on Facebook and Instagram at Champion Up. It is always that one idea that could be your breakthrough. It's time to step into your courage and believe the champion in you. Hey champions, welcome back to the Champion Up Podcast on the Purposeful Life Show. My name is Adrian Starks and I'm your host, and I'm so excited to have you back for another amazing episode. But before we get started today, you know the drill. I want you to go and give us that 5-star rating and make sure that you subscribe to the show so you don't miss out on the amazing, powerful content coming to you weekly. And I have a special announcement. The Champion Up t-shirts are now available. You can go to the website championup.net and to purchase those t-shirts, because if you're going to be a courageous creator in your life, I want you to be reminded daily of what you can create, and that is getting this Champion Up t-shirt. Today's episode is very exciting for me because I feel very passionate about a lot of things I do, but this one hits really home for me. And it's about, should I exit my 9-to-5? And I'm pretty sure the people listening today that you are thinking of this and you have thought of this and you're wondering if it's possible for you to do that. We hear a lot of jargon about, well, go for your dreams, quit what you have and just go for it. And I'm going to tell you that that is crap. Okay, because here's the reality right now for everyone listening. And it was my reality too. For so many years, you've done so many things a certain way. We call these habits. And so you become a person that you begin to engage in life in a certain way of thinking, talking, and acting. So if you want to make changes in your life and to experience this new vision you have, this new excitement, this new adventure, it is not going to happen overnight, and it doesn't happen with just twiddling your thumbs a little bit. It happens with change in you. It happens with some planning. It happens with some thinking about strategically, how do I go about doing this? And it's going to take some time. We are living in a society where we have been taught that survival is the way to go, that you don't need to thrive, just survive. Make your money, pay your bills, stay healthy if you can, have a family, get a house, and then if you're lucky, you can retire at the age of 65. How exciting does that sound to anyone? It didn't sound exciting to me. And when I spent my life doing the 9-to-5, doing things I really didn't want to do because I thought that was success, I failed multiple times. And I began to learn that success is different for everyone. And everyone may not want to be an entrepreneur. I get that. And everyone may not want to work a 9-to-5. And I get that too. I'm one of those people. But the reality of this whole thing about should I leave my 9-to-5 to pursue what I love to do is absolutely a good concept to think about. But you must be very cautious here about how do you go about doing that. Currently, wherever you are right now, I tell you to pour it on, meaning get inspired about what your next moves are, because this will actually help your performance at work. Could make your environment a lot better, and therefore it can make your exit a lot more easier. Most people, when they're on jobs they don't like or they hate, they spend most of their time hating the job, and their whole day is a big drudgery, and they just pull throughout their day, and it makes things worse, and they go home with this low level of energy, which does not help their creativity with getting out of the 9 to 5. So when you're on your 9 to 5 job, find right now something that you would like to do and begin to investigate it. Look into it. Do research. What does this look like if I were doing my ideal job, or if I were running my ideal business? This whole thing about just going for your dreams and dropping everything, no, that is not the smart thing to do, because not everyone is built to be an entrepreneur. Not everyone's built for 9 to 5, but everyone is built to create their kind of life. And I really envision a world where everyone does what they love to do, regardless of what or who thinks that's successful. The problem that we have is that we put success on monetary assumptions. If I'm making X amount of dollars, or if I'm doing this, I'm going to be successful. No, success is an action, and you move from one success to the next. I'll say that again. Success is an action, and you move from one success to the next. This was a problem that I had understanding throughout my years of growing up and growing through my changes. And guess what? I am still growing, and we should all continue to grow. Of course, your 9 to 5 may not be the thing that you want right now. You may want some changes. That's what happens to us when we grow. We begin to have different interests. We want something else that's going to challenge us. That's okay. But just dropping your 9 to 5 to go on this whim of finding out, is this dream possible for me, or can I do what I really love to do, is not a good decision to make, because you have to understand, like I mentioned before, you have become a certain person over time, and you have habits and behaviors that are not going to get you the results currently right now that you want. You have to change the behaviors and habits by becoming the person to experience what you want. So if you're on your 9 to 5 and you want an experience of running your own business, you need to start investigating, what is it like to run my own business? Do research. Go online. There's tons of courses on this. Talk to people who are running their businesses. Do not talk to people who are not running their own businesses, okay? Go to the people who are doing what you want to do, and they're doing it well. Not just talking about it, they're doing it well. And you learn from them. You take notes, and you begin to take this journal of what you're capturing over time, and you study it. And when you leave your job, when you go home, study, work on yourself. You must work on yourself harder than you do your job. We've heard this before from a great man named Jim Rohn, and I truly believe this. If you're going to work hard on your job, you better work hard on yourself if you want to get out of that job. If you want to exit your 9 to 5, the key is not just quitting. The key is not just finding something to fill the void. This is what most people do. They job hop, right? They go from one thing to the next, hoping that that job fulfills them. It's like happiness, right? They're hopping from one person to the next. You need to start finding out what fulfills you, what completes you, and stop putting money as the initiator for you. When you want to earn a certain amount of income, you must become the person valuable enough for that income. You will not be able to do what you love to do and make the income you really want to make until you get good at doing what you want to do. So you must become a person, 3 things, you must become skillful at what you do, and there must be a demand for what you do, and there must be a difficulty of replacing you to do what you do. This is why entrepreneurs around the world, they earn so much money, because they understand those 3 concepts. Now, with your 9 to 5, should you look at, quitting right now? No, investigate. Okay. So your finances, what does that look like right now? Are you married? How's that going to impact them? Do you have kids? Is that going to impact them? When there's other people involved in your life, you're going to have to first think about how that may directly impact them. It's called courtesy. It's called being honest. It's called having empathy. But don't let that rule your decisions, because if people truly love you, I truly believe they will support you no matter what you decide to do. And as far as children are concerned, well, hey, you brought them into this world. Don't let them run you, all right? So you want to start thinking about, what can I do now? How can I learn more about what I'm interested in? And how can I begin to walk closer to it? This is why plans are so good to have. For me, I left my job about 2 years ago. Actually, no, honestly, it's been about 1.5 years when I decided to leave and say, hey, I need to pursue my speaking career. and to start inspiring and sparking lives and take Champion up to the next level. I need to start getting into more things, podcasting. I want to start my clothing line with Champion Up. I want to just impact courageous creators around the world. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to impact courageous creators around the world, but I understood that it does not happen overnight. So what did I do on my job? Did I like being there every single day? Absolutely not. It was so hard to walk through those doors. Let me tell you a little bit about my history. I worked in a call center for about 8 years. Yeah, Adrian working in a call center for 8 years, sitting at a desk with 2 little monitors in this little cube with other people. And I was so not myself. I was like 30 pounds overweight. I was always stressed out. I was agitated a lot. And I couldn't figure out why I was not walking into my personal truth or building my business the way I wanted to. It was because the job was weighing me down. And a lot of times, everyone, we will outgrow our circumstances. And when you get that feeling, that nudge that this is not comfortable for you anymore, or you don't like it, or you're frustrated or agitated, we have to start investigating and looking at why. And usually it's because we've outgrown our situation. The courage comes when we began to step into the next challenge for ourselves. So what did I do? I decided that I needed to leave my job. And this decision was made when I went on a personal trip to Italy with some friends to go to a place called Assisi, Italy, which is beautiful. We spent some time in Florence, Italy, a place, the heart of the Renaissance. But when we went to Assisi, Italy, it was something about the mountainside. And I had someone there, a good friend and a good coach, she's a shadow coach, and her name is Michelle Falcone. And she mentioned about letting go and releasing. And I remember letting go and releasing. And I said to myself, I need to let go of this job. That's what I said. I need to let go of it. That's how I'm going to grow. Did I feel very comfortable making that decision? No, I was scared because the first thing I thought was like most people, how I'm going to make money. That's how we're conditioned to think, right? We lean on jobs to take care of us instead of us taking care of ourselves. So I was thinking, how am I going to make money? How am I going to do this? And I had to just tell my mind to stop it. Stop the fear mechanisms. You're going to be all right. And so when I left Italy and I came back to the United States to continue to work, I did not stop thinking about that statement I made while I was in Italy about leaving my job. And I made a commitment to leave on September the 14th. And that was I believe 6 months later. But during that 6 months time, I worked very hard doing research, looking at how can I begin to find other ways of income to support me when I leave this job so I can truly do what I love to do. We are so resourceful, champions. You don't realize how resourceful you are. You've been taught to be given things by people, but what you need to realize is that you are a human being with a powerful 3 million year young mind. This mind is designed to create opportunities for you, but we're letting it rule us with fear. So with my 9 to 5, I understood I had to leave. So I began to create that exit strategy. I had a date that I was going to leave. Make sure that if you're going to leave somewhere, you need to write down, when are you going to leave? Because if not, you'll keep saying, someday I'm going to leave. Someday I'm going to do this. Someday I'm going to retire. You don't want to be those kind of people because they'll just stay in the same spot. And if that makes them happy, great. But if you're not happy doing that, don't do that. Set a date and then be committed to reach that date and to leave. But before that date arrives, you should be working so hard at doing research on how can you create more income on the side. 2, how can you do what you love to do, and how can you get really good at it? Because remember, people will pay you for 3 things: the demand for what you do, the ability to do what you do, and the difficulty of replacing you. So if you get good at those 3 things and doing what you love to do, hey, the marketplace has a place for you. And the third thing you need to start doing is just working on yourself, because you're going to have these thoughts come up. You're going to be triggered by other people that are going to try to hold you back and tell you you can't do it, or why you're doing this. You have such a good thing, just a few more years and you can retire, or you've got kids, you've got a spouse. Why would you do that to them? Don't let those words seep into you. Always remember that people's opinions are their personal property. People's opinions are their personal property, and they are not yours. So my answer to the question of, should I leave my 9 to 5? That's a question you should be asking yourself. Should you leave your 9 to 5? And if you should leave it, why? And when you leave it, what are you going to do? You got to start answering these questions and don't be ruled by the fear of money. This is why a lot of people don't leave because they're so scared they're not going to make any money. Let me tell you something. You were okay before you got your job. I think you're going to be okay afterwards. Am I encouraging you to run and quit your job right now? Absolutely not, because I understand that there's commonalities of things. People will talk about quit your job, go for your dream, go for your vision. It's all yours. You can do it. We hear these motivational hypes, right? I'm not about the motivational hype. I'm about the inspirational message. I'm about the inspiration of sparking that part of you, that human spirit, to know that you can work through the challenges of life if you're willing to be your own courageous creator. But you have to be resourceful and start creating things and investigating, doing your research and trying things out and not being afraid to make mistakes along the way. I have made multiple mistakes along the way, but I've always learned from my mistakes and been my own student, my best teacher. And that's what I want you to do for yourself too. So if you're thinking that you want to leave your 9-to-5, good. That's a good thing. That means you're outgrowing your situation. But now you have to start thinking about, well, what do I do outside of that? And start doing the things now while you're on your 9-to-5. Many people get caught in this. They think, well, I can't do it until I leave my 9-to-5. No, you can do it now. You can do parts of it now. You can start working on it now, and that way you build it up. I believe it was a couple of our great software engineers and people who have created amazing things, like Bill Gates, like Steve Jobs. These guys were still working on regular jobs when they built their businesses in the basements of their homes. But they continued to work on their business, and when their business hit a certain point, then they were out of there. So no one just quits and just starts something magnificent overnight. That is a fairy tale. There's maybe a few people who do that, but they are a very small percentage. Most people who you see right now are doing what they love to do and are successful. They were working on it. They had some income from another area where they were working before to help them jumpstart their business. So this whole thing about quitting your job and just running into a business and building your dreams, no. If you're going to leave your job, you better have some type of plan in place and know where you want to go after you leave. When I left my 9-to-5, champions, I had a roadmap, and guess what? I'm still holding that baby right in my hand, looking at where I need to go. Is my direction, straight and clear to the point and easy? Absolutely not. Life goes in zigzags. But what I understand is as long as I know my destination, I'm okay. As long as I know where I'm headed, I'm okay. And did I look backwards for that 9-to-5? Absolutely not. I have enjoyed every moment of my life since leaving, and I will continue to do so. So if you're on a 9-to-5 right now and you're feeling like you're stuck, you're frustrated, you're agitated, you have to ask yourself why. Sometimes it could be that you just need a different level. Maybe you need to rise up in your organization. Maybe you need a new location. Maybe you need to be closer to home. I don't know what it may be. Sometimes it could just be that you just need to leave that whole scenario. For me, leaving the call center, it was like, I need to get out of here. This place is shrinking me. It's making me feel small, and it's taking away my abilities, my energy. Now, I am not the same person I was when I was in that call center. People may find me quite intimidating now because now I'm my true self and I can speak how I want to speak and do how I want to do and impact people with this courageous mentality that I have, the champion in me. And I want you to get the champion in you fired up and ready to go, because a champion in life is not about just saying you're a champion. I developed Champion Up because it is an action statement. If you're going to be a champion, you better act out that champion. A champion is not just about getting up in life. A champion is what Muhammad Ali said. I'm going to say this to you. A champion is not born in the gym. They are born with something deep inside of them, an idea, a vision, or a dream. This came from a boxing champion, and even he knew champions were not just athletes and people who were doing things with competition. They had ideas, visions, and dreams. What idea, vision, and dream do you have right now? And why are you not working on it? I don't want to hear the excuse that you're on a 9-to-5 right now. I want to hear the reason that you're on a 9-to-5, but you're working on an exit strategy. And if you can do that, I guarantee you, when you do leave, you will be ready to take on the world as your own courageous creator, because we need you out here. I really feel like this world will be a better place if we have people doing more of what they love to do and not being handcuffed by the fear of not making money doing it. If you're going to make money, don't think about making money. Think about earning money. And earning money comes with time. It comes with building your skill set. And you can only build your skill set when you work on you. So trust me, if you're on your 9 to 5 and you want out, you got to start planning on how to get out and working on it and set a date to get out. And before that date arrives, you should already be doing partly of what you love to do. And so if you're feeling like this is good for you, don't stop here. I want you to go to the website, championup.net. There's a lot of amazing content there for you to continue to help you on your personal journey and to really help you open up your eyes to see a different horizon about what's in front of you. Because I know how difficult it gets. I know all about challenges, but I'm also about the change. We have to change ourselves if we want to experience anything greater. And it's not about what you achieve. It's about what you do as an individual, what you're currently doing. That's what allows you to be an amazing person in this spectacular world. So if you're on a 9 to 5, that's okay. If you want to stay in your 9 to 5, that's okay too. Because I understand everyone doesn't want to be an entrepreneur. It's not an easy job, but it is a great life. But if you want to be an entrepreneur, if you want to run your own business, if you want to start doing things more of what you love to do, if you just want to get more excited about life, start learning to research it outside of your work. During your lunch hour, go online, look at things, After work, don't go to happy hour. I called my happy hour productive hour. I didn't want to go around hanging out with people that I was with all day long. I wanted to go home and get busy with my work, so I could get the heck out of there. And that's why I'm out of there today. So you have the ability to exit your 9 to 5 the right way. You don't have to go into this flurry of anxiety right now about how you're going to do it. Ask yourself why, and then start working on a plan to make that happen. Don't forget to go to championup.net and to learn more about what it is to be a champion in your life and to look at the amazing content we have there. And don't forget about these Champion Up shirts that we have, because I want you to wear it and to really wear it with courage, because I believe that if we step into our courage, we can walk through our fears. But until then, champions, I encourage you all to be that courageous creator in your life. This is the Purposeful Life Show on the Champion Up podcast with myself, Adrian Starks, and thank you for listening. If you've enjoyed our podcast today, don't forget to give us that 5-star rating and subscribe to the show so you don't miss out on the powerful life-changing content on future episodes. Also, make sure to go to championup.net for even more life-changing content. Until then, I encourage you to be the courageous creator in your life.